Morning friends, happy Sunday, how are you doing? And we had to start the day off with this absolute banger because when I saw it yesterday, firstly I thought we're living in North Korea, secondly I laughed out loud at the commentary below. It's just absolutely incredible. And we've always said on this journey over the last 2 years, when Meghan is riding high, the British digital media have to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find something, anything positive to say about Kate. And this is the most laughable thing that I've read so far. So what's Kate known for, if you can see it? Kate is known for her strong work ethic. I mean, it's just incredible. What credible journalist would actually say something that blatantly isn't true? And before the royalists get going, even before Kate was ill, she used to disappear regularly. 2021, 2022, 2023, she would disappear for months and no one even noticed. She's also known for her dedication to her duties. What? When they wheel her out literally once or twice a month to do something, she was replaced by bloody Sophie the day before yesterday. Kate is literally not known for a strong work ethic or dedication to duties. If you are a journalist and you are writing things that are blatantly untrue, I think you need to think about getting a new career. As ever, have a brilliant Sunday. Comments are open. Let me know what you think.
Hey there, thanks for joining me today. I came across something that really made me do a double take, and I knew I had to talk about it. You ever see something so absurd it almost feels like satire? That's exactly how I felt when I read this article praising Kate Middleton. I'm not even kidding. I laughed out loud. Not just because of the article itself, but because of how ridiculous the comments below it were. It honestly felt like something out of a state-run media playbook. If you've been paying attention over the past couple of years, you might have noticed a trend. Every time Meghan Markle is in the spotlight for doing something impactful or newsworthy, there's suddenly this wave of glowing praise for Kate. It's like the press goes into panic mode, grasping for anything remotely positive to balance the scales. And this time, they're calling her a model of hard work and devotion to duty. I mean, really? Let's not sugarcoat this. Since when has Kate been known for her tireless dedication? Before her recent health issues, she'd frequently drop out of the public eye for weeks, even months. This isn't some new pattern. It happened in 2021, 2022, and again in 2023. Each time she vanished and no one really questioned it. But now, suddenly, she's the royal family's hardest-working member? It's laughable. They say she's admired for her commitment to royal responsibilities. But let's break that down. Most months she's seen in public maybe once or twice. Sometimes not at all. And just recently, Sophie Wessex stepped in to represent the monarchy at an event that Kate would have usually attended. So where exactly is this unmatched devotion they keep talking about? This kind of media coverage isn't just misleading, it's flat-out dishonest. And frankly, if you're a journalist writing this stuff as if it's fact, it might be time to ask yourself whether you're doing actual journalism or just royal fan fiction. Because the truth matters, and when you're shaping public perception based on fluff and fantasy, it erodes trust in the press. Let's zoom out a bit. This isn't really about Kate as a person. This is about the way the media crafts and sells a story. They've built an image around her, a carefully polished persona of grace, poise, and non-stop dedication. But when you dig a little deeper, that narrative starts to crumble. And it raises an important question. Who benefits from keeping up that illusion? One example that keeps popping up is the Chelsea Flower Show and the much-publicized Back to Nature garden. The headlines made it sound like Kate personally designed the entire thing. In reality, her role was limited. The real creative minds behind the project were landscape architects Andre Davies and Adam White. Kate's name was attached to bring media buzz, but the bulk of the work wasn't hers. And yet, the way it was reported, you'd think she'd been in the dirt, blueprint in hand, planning every petal. This is the kind of exaggeration we're talking about, how minimal involvement is spun into major achievement. It's not just unfair to the people doing the actual work, it's misleading to the public. Then there's the pattern of her disappearing from royal duties with little to no explanation. When other members of the family are out attending events, meeting charities, and handling the press, Kate is often nowhere to be found. These extended absences are conveniently brushed aside, and the next time she's photographed, the media acts like she never left. It's selective storytelling at its finest. Look, no one's expecting her to be working nonstop. Everyone deserves time off. But the expectation is that if you're going to be celebrated as this beacon of hard work and public service, the reality should match the hype. Otherwise, we're just rewarding surface-level appearances and calling it substance. And let's be honest, so much of what she's praised for comes from brief public appearances, smiling for a few minutes at a fundraiser, showing up at a school for a photo op. That's not the same as sustained, meaningful work. But these appearances are always followed by glowing headlines like they're evidence of tireless effort. What we're seeing is a very deliberate PR strategy. It's polished, it's intentional, and it works, because the media rarely challenges it. These curated moments are designed to distract from a lack of real involvement. It's about optics, not output. And the public deserves better than smoke and mirrors. This brings us to someone who isn't afraid to call it out. Martin Gould. He's been one of the few voices pushing back against the royal fairy tale, and he's taken a lot of heat for it. But what he's saying isn't revolutionary, it's just honest. He questions the sanitized, glamorized image of Kate that the press continues to reinforce. And let's be real, that takes guts. Gould's critiques are about more than Kate herself. They're aimed at the machine that keeps this narrative alive, the editors, the spin doctors, the so-called royal experts who repeat the same lines over and over. It's not about tearing people down. It's about breaking the illusion, and that matters. Because when the media is more invested in protecting an image than telling the truth, we all lose. What makes Gould's stance so refreshing is that he doesn't try to sugarcoat it. He points out the inconsistencies, the strategic disappearances, the exaggerated roles. He's not being petty, he's holding public figures to the standards they claim to represent. And in a world where image often outweighs action, that's a rare thing. What we should be asking is, why is it controversial to simply ask for honesty? Why is it frowned upon to challenge a PR narrative? Public figures, especially those in taxpayer-funded roles, should be subject to scrutiny. That's not negativity, it's accountability. And if we keep accepting this curated version of reality without question, we set a dangerous precedent. We start valuing presentation over participation. We applaud polished images instead of real action. And in doing so, we let the media shape our understanding of public life in a way that's not just misleading, but intentionally deceptive. So now that we've peeled back the layers, the ball's in your court. Don't let the headlines do the thinking for you. Look at the actions. Look at the patterns. When someone's praised for hard work, ask what that work actually looks like. Does it go beyond photo ops and press releases? Let's encourage more questioning and less blind praise. Let's build a culture that values honesty and accountability, not just pretty packaging. Because at the end of the day, not everything that glitters is gold, and not every headline tells the whole story. Thanks for sticking with me today. If you found this breakdown helpful or eye-opening, feel free to drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, subscribe, and share if you think others should hear this perspective too. Let's keep asking questions, let's keep digging deeper, and most importantly, let's not settle for the surface. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and take care.